What we do here is go back.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Lost Media podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about the moon landing. Did it happen? No, we're not discussing much of the conspiracy around it. We're discussing the lost original recording of the moon landing. This is one of the biggest blunders in human history, attached to one of the most amazing feats in human history, humans landing on the moon. Very incredible, guys. The furthest humans have ever been from Earth, and the first ever time that humans were very far away from Earth. And how did they beam this to the people is what is really related to how this was lost. And that's how it became lost, is because of the ways in which they had to beam this live to everyone around the entire world. And it's kind of hilarious, you know. It's something that you look back now and you just have a bit of a laugh at. And what happened was, here's the story, guys. You know, they're recording it with, you know, normal HD quality. Well, not HD quality, it's 1969. All the computers used to, you know, operate the moon landing can now be comparable to this phone right here, which is pretty crazy. But, you know, it's in, you know, proper quality. It's not in the kind of quality that we watch the moon landing back in now. And, you know, this is part of the conspiracies. This is why people think it was recorded in a TV studio, because NASA have said, we've lost it, guys. We think it's been taped over in the centers that it was beaming to, that they were recording it onto. Multiple places, I'm pretty sure, it was being beamed to, you know, to go around the world. Of course it was. And that's why everyone's like, this has to be fake. It's not real. It's not. The moon landing didn't happen. It was filmed in a television studio. Not here to talk about all those conspiracies. I'm here to talk about why you can't find that bloody original thing. What you watch, what you've seen in your life of the moon landing, I really would be disappointed and quite embarrassed if you've never seen the moon landing before. It's actually being filmed off a massive television, a very high quality television, and it's been adjusted so you don't get those, you know, wavy lines across the screen. You know, when you recorded off a TV back in the day, those old CRTs, you just get, you know, wavy lines come on the camera picture and it'd look horrible. This was recorded off a giant television and beamed. And the reason why they had to do this was because of specific aspect ratios and specific television, you know, settings, I guess you can call it, you know, the frame rating of NTSC, which is a, you know, way of framing television. I'm an expert on television. I know almost there is to know, and I don't know. Still don't know what NTSC even stands for. But I'm pretty sure, you know, it's a way of, it's a television format. It's a way of presenting something on television, and it's very important if you want something to be aired on TV to have it in NTSC format. And what they were filming it in real time, and the actual, you know, proper cameras, when beamed back, couldn't directly be put into a television format. So for them to be able to do that, they had to actually film it with a proper television camera and with all the required settings. And so they had to film it off the monitor that it was being beamed to. And that's why it looks like it does. That's why you're watching behind me, guys. What you can see behind me is in slightly, or I think a lot less quality than what the original moon landing would look like. So NASA has kind of speculated that it was likely taped over for future events, for future expeditions, which is kind of hilarious. But there is still a chance that it exists somewhere, because it was beamed to multiple facilities, to my knowledge. You can correct me in the comments. Feel free to correct me on anything in the comments. I'm not always perfect with my knowledge about lost media, but if it's beamed to multiple facilities, and if multiple facilities are filming it all off a television screen, I think it was just one filming it off the television screen, but if multiple facilities are getting it and recording it onto tapes, old tapes, then there is a chance, you're telling me there's a chance, it might still potentially exist somewhere, but it still hasn't been found today, which makes it, just like my previous episode, The Story of the Kelly Gang, extremely unlikely. If it's been this long and they still haven't found the original recordings, then it's probably not going to happen. There is a still that exists on the Lost Media wiki page for this, and I will put that in the description, which is an example from the original recording, the original moon landing, not filmed off a TV. I don't know how to describe what it would be called. It's just the original recording, it's the original SS, I think it's called, or not SS, the SCSC or some specific terminology for it, for the moon landing recording. I think definitely doesn't exist somewhere. It's definitely gone forever. I know this is very frank and very blunt about it, but NASA kind of, I guess, with the embarrassment of, being in such poor quality and by making this mistake, they did make sure to get, proper quality footage and the original quality and the original camera footage of future moon landing expeditions. I've actually had the awesome experience when I was 13 years old, sitting right in front of one of the astronauts from the last Apollo, I think it was Apollo 13 mission. Pretty cool. Robert Duke, his name is, and he was presenting it in the same room as me. I was literally watching someone on stage, one of only, I think it's like 15 or under 20 people that have left the planet out of the 15 or so billion people that have existed on planet Earth in its history. That's fucking awesome. I look at it like that, and I think that's pretty insane. They all might die very soon. Actually, in the next 5-10 years, that all the people who walked on the moon may not still exist. So to be able to say to people that you were in the same room as one of the, 15, 20 people out of the 15 billion that have existed on Earth that have left the planet, not only left the planet, but have gone the furthest anyone's ever gone away from planet Earth, that is freaking awesome. That could change in the coming years. People might go to Mars, but yeah, back to the lost moon landing. I could see why people would think it's filmed in a studio, why they recreated it, or it just didn't happen, or it's fake. But no, I think it's just a simple case of this is lost. They maybe didn't think it through how they were gonna give a direct coverage of the proper actual recording instead of filming it, off a TV, and that's how they've done this, and that's how that's become the more dominant media that's been widespread across the globe and recorded over and over and seen over and over. It is hilarious, actually, that something that is recorded probably that many times and that many copies exist of the one filmed off a TV, and the original one that wasn't filmed, that was being filmed, the original off a television, is gone, and maybe forever gone. Hilarious, even. There was another aspect of this, moon landing history that I was thinking of that has escaped my mind from all the research I've done. Because as you guys know, this is done in a podcast on the spot format, and I'm trying to remember all aspects of each piece of lost media without making massive mistakes and without leading everyone in the wrong direction of misinformation. But I can't remember it, so it's very tough to do these and remember every single piece of it. But I'm pretty sure there was another aspect of this where NASA announced that they had that they had found something to do with it, but it wasn't the original. I might be wrong there, that they might have, thought they found it and then didn't. But I think they have actually announced that it could still exist somewhere. I think NASA even believes that there's a chance it could still exist somewhere and that, it hasn't been taped over. But that's what they believe. It's not definitely been taped over. They believe it would have been taped over for future things. So, guys, if you get your hands on the moon landing, a copy of the moon landing, please just email it to me, email it to the email address attached to this YouTube channel. I want to be the only person to own the moon landing. Far out. But, otherwise, I won't be the only person to own. What am I saying? What is this crap content? That's the moon landing. Is it real? Is it not? I think it is definitely real. But choose to believe whatever conspiracy. In fact, comment your conspiracies in the comments. I'll reply to all of them. An interesting piece of lost media indeed. An interesting piece of human history that is lost. Probably the most famous achievement in human history to become lost media. Join me next time, guys, when I review the lost... Big